I live on a one-way street and a dead end, so I'm not really sure how people get there. It's just like a weird thing. I'm gonna go easy on you today,
Right.
because you don't you think too much. About these jokes.
Yeah.
Welcome to Fin Tips, everybody. You got it right.
Yeah, no, I like that one. I like
They
that.
got it. They get it.
What are we talking about today?
So what we're going to focus on here today is that 40-year-old camp, the 40-year-old person, how much they need to save, like what's the break even, right? Stop me if I'm wrong. And trying to figure out, like, we find that people are saving or are marketed to save way too much money. And so we want to find the break even. Like, where is the point where you go, oh, it's 10% of my income, 12%, 14, 15, 25, whatever it is. We're going to conquer that.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. What are you
All
drinking,
right.
water or coffee? What you got there?
I got some coffee, man.
You got coffee?
Drinking tons of coffee today. Tons.
I'm worried about that. Yeah.
Too much coffee.
I even had a soda early because I'm like, oh, Eric's going to come bursting through that door.
Yeah. I had a whole pitcher of coffee. I met somebody for coffee this morning, and so before work, and I drank the whole thing at first watch of coffee. So, yeah. All right.
He's going to be passed out in 5 minutes.
So let's look at this thing. So if we're looking at Louis Armstrong, 40 years old. So much is going to depend on different scenarios of when they want to retire, how long they're going to live.
So many variables here. That's true. And so a lot of this, we put in the average or the median salary, and we tried to just say, well, let's guess who you are.
Yep.
Instead of just telling you, hey, you've got $500,000.
Yeah. So for a 40-year-old, the average saved amount is $260,000. Actually, $130,000.
Yep.
Combined it, doubled it there for the sake of it being a married filing jointly. My computer might die. I just realized that, so that won't be good.
There you go.
See if this thing will get through.
Have at it. Better keep talking.
Current salary $120,000. So average is about 62.
Yep.
And so if we again combine that.
The median salary for someone in their low 40s was 62. So
median, there we go.
Congrats if you're doing better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and median average, there's going to be some skews on all of that. Everybody said, well, it's this, that, and the other. Let's just look at this, see kind of what this person needs to do. So a lot of people want to retire on 80% of their income. That's kind of that rule of thumb. It's like, well, hey, I'm saving while I'm working. Also, maybe you have some expenses, maybe the house, things like that hopefully you're going to retire, have things paid for.
I hope so.
80% of your income in retirement. So that's what we factored in here, $96,000 for the dual income there. Other retirement income. So if we're looking over here, the other retirement, if I can get my arrow there. So $48,000, that's Social Security at $67,000. So that would be combined.
For both of them.
Again, yeah. So people are going to be looking at this and, $48,000 Social Security. We shot low actually probably on that based on, how things are working and them taking it at 67. But let's, look for what we can there. So looking at this whole range for Louis himself, Louis currently at this rate, he's saved the $260. So we're looking at the averages there. He needs to save 14% of his salary. Actually, so here's the cool thing, and 5% is an employer match.
Yep.
And so, we actually have the tool. If you look up here at the top right, it's actually showing how much to contribute and to save. And so, you've got some people that say 15%. You have other people who say save 25%. It is truly going to depend on your scenario. So if we adjust this here for this person, perfect. Now he's only got a little bit of a surplus. You save enough to live in retirement to get you to where you need to be. And
that's a little close.
Yeah.
That's a little close but it's the optimum scenario.
But here's one thing that to share with this though. Yes, there's the risk of inflation being higher, of the market's not returning as much. But I can tell you right this second, Louis is going to retire at 65 with $96,000. Oftentimes at 80, 85, Louis is not going to live on that kind of money. He's going to scale it way down. And if Louis is a good saver, what I've found with every single person who's a really good saver, when they retire, they have all these goals and they have trouble spending a dime.
Oh, yeah. I just actually got an email. I was just thinking, just like not 5 minutes ago, where the person they have a problem with their house downstairs in the basement. I'm like, I can't relate. We don't have basements here.
Yeah.
But they're like, they don't want to spend the money, and they're like, oh, it's so weird. And I'm like, you have plenty of money. Get out there.
Yeah.
You oversaved. You did great.
And so what happens if we change this and we say Louis wants to retire at 60 instead? again, we have to look at how much you need to save. And actually, up here in the top right, it's set everything to 26.6. Again, that's with a 5% match. He needs to save over 31%.
Yeah.
And so the 15 to 25 is out the window. He's got to save more.
Well, what's that tell you, though? If you're in the average camp at 40 years old for what you've saved with wanting 80% of your income and you have a 5% match, you kind of got to go for it.
Yeah.
That's a pretty aggressive savings rate.
Yep, absolutely.
Because you're going to spook some people right now that are going to go, I'm 40, I don't have 260,000, or we're married.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yep. No, there's absolutely that. Though there's so many things that could be changed. I mean, who says they need to be living on $96,000 a year? Well, let's just say that, you know what? Let's change everything up. Let's say, how much have they already saved? How much do you want to give me?
Well, I want to say 40 years old.
175.
Yep, there you go.
Combined. Again, we're calculating this here. And so then we're going to say that they're going to retire. Their house is paid for. The kids are grown. They don't need a lot of money. They want to live a little bit. Let's say that they're going to live on $75,000. Boom.
Wait. Okay, so go back to 96.
Yeah.
Let's try 90 because that's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
They're barely reducing their expenses or income there. But let's take Social Security earlier and reduce the amount. So we say, okay, you're going to get a little less, but would that have a bigger impact? So we're at 326.
Yeah.
And
so let's say 39,000
Yep,
at
that works.
62.
That works. Go maybe 63, so because we can't factor in the months there. So you're 39. Ooh, okay. So that won't work.
Yeah.
That's because normally what we'll do is this is kind of a general planner, but normally this helps answer the questions that will then go in and more detailed planning.
Yep.
And so right there, my thought would have been, well, let me try that. Nope, that's not even an option. Meaning there's no sense in digging deeper and going, well, let's split it up and figure this out. That's a huge shortfall there. Yep.
Yeah. If you want to keep that same retirement salary, then we come over here and we say, okay, how much longer do you need to work? 62. Look at the change there.
Yep.
Just the difference in a couple years of work.
Well, now look, they can go.
Which also we haven't changed their length of retirement's a big one.
Yeah.
When do you die? Because if you retire, actually it would have been more of a shortfall if they would have died, because we're showing it as they're passing away at 85 instead of 90.
Ooh, yep. I was getting ready to say, well,
so look at this.
Oh,
So they lived to 90, retired at 62.
Wow.
Check this out. If you change it up and you go back to 60,
that's not happening
and then they lived to 90, so $600,000.
Now you're out of money. 80, 81. Oh, you're going to live 20. You can do 23 of those
23.6 years.
It's not going to cut it if you think you're going to live to 90. But you see what the discussion is here. It's not necessarily to make you feel good or bad about where you're at. It's that there are a lot of moving pieces that generally help us go, well, we can't do this. We can't do this. Let's dive into this side of the things. And let's get deeper into maybe your investments and your retirement returns. Can we tweak those things? Your Social Security, can we start to see or calculate, is it really 39 or are we off base here?
Right.
But without playing with the general stuff, you're just not going to find it. And so many people don't do that.
And this is the 1,000-foot view I tell people. It's the starting point.
Yeah.
This isn't customized nest egg that we work with and we really go in depth. This is a great starting point because somebody who's 40 years old, maybe they don't quite need nest egg yet. Maybe they do. But this gives us the opportunity right here to really look at just the baseline and say, how much do you need to save? Because that 15 to 25% may be right on track, but it may not. It's a pet peeve when people try to put the rule of thumb on save this much.
Yep.
Because I have seen people at 55 say, well, Dave Ramsey said to save this, but they haven't saved it much. No, they need to get in this calculator here and say, all right, I'm probably going to need to save 50% of my income to meet that goal.
Yeah.
But on the other side, you've got the 40-year-old who's over saving, who's told, hey, you need to save a ridiculous amount. And as an advisor, we want you to be able to live comfortably and also meet your long-term goals. It's not a matter of, hey, save all this money now so that we can manage more and make more. That's
sadly,
not.
Sadly, it's true.
That's the trend of the industry, I feel like.
Oh, big time.
Save more.
That's what they paint the picture of, and it's like, I've got 40-year-old clients driving broke down, beat up minivans, and it's like, you don't have to save that much. We can go in here. Now, if you're going to be stubborn and you're like, I'm not giving on the income, I'm not giving on the retirement age.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's at some point, they're just numbers. At some point, we can't make it work. But, I mean, God, that's really going for it with that there.
No, it's fine. It's finding that break even. All right. So, what should you do if you get attacked by a group of clowns?
Sure. Something with a Volkswagen Bug or something.
Go for the juggler. Hey.
Okay, that was almost there.
Almost there.
I will say if at first you don't succeed, then skydiving's not for you.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. That is very true. Awesome. All right. Well, hopefully you got something there to realize, 15, 25%, whatever somebody's telling you, it's not cut and dry. That's basically it.
Yeah, and the last thing there with that salary there, some people go, I don't know, just put something in there, and some people are really particular, and you can see how much of a difference that makes. So we appreciate it. Sales pitch, if you are looking for an advisor, want to work with an advisor or something, check us out, jazzwealth.com. I think we're the only advisor that puts our fee right on the main page. Like, we're not ashamed to talk about it.
Yeah.
So check it out, and maybe we'll see you soon. Otherwise, thanks for watching.